Hi everyone, welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, some of you are frustrated you missed out on Tesla stock, or that you didn't buy as much as you wish you had, and now you don't have enough conviction to buy when the stock price has gone so much higher. Even though it's most likely going to look cheap at this price next year, it's still hard to find the courage to make that purchase sometimes. And I'm not going to tell you just to buy it blindly anyway, and it's definitely going to keep on going up, even though I believe that's exactly what it's going to do. But what if you still believe heavily in the company and know it's going to succeed, and it's so obvious to you that EVs are the future, but you're looking for some big returns and feel you missed it already in Tesla and aren't willing to invest in the stock anymore? Well, you could literally invest in Tesla cars. What? Invest in a brand new car? Are you crazy? Cars are one of the worst appreciating assets there are, so why would you invest in one? Well, I will explain to you how that possibly might not be the case with Teslas. And not only that, there could potentially be ways to make 100 times return still, or possibly even hundreds. Don't worry, as crazy as it sounds, I can walk you through it all. So, it would appear that the world has finally got the memo. We're transitioning to EVs. This is happening, particularly now with the Biden administration coming. The incumbent automakers are waking up and saying that they are going to throw some enormous amounts of money to sort this out, because apparently they still believe this is their industry and want to be a part of it. And they're starting to realise that ICE has probably just a few years left, maximum, not the decade or so they once thought. They now need to seriously hit the gas. But their entire business is set up around ICE, the sheer cost of it all, then the lack of technology and batteries. We haven't even seen consumer demand saturation yet. You'd be surprised how many people still can't get their head around the fact these cars don't need fuel. But I think this demand will grow exponentially, and I think the demand will likely grow faster than the supply. What happens when demand exceeds supply? Prices rise. Now, I don't believe Tesla themselves would raise their prices, as that would be price gouging, which isn't particularly ethical to take advantage of the lack of supply. It would not reflect well on the brand, just for some quick profits. But all the loyal early adopters get the benefit, that their Teslas are rising in price. Yes, a modern car that rises in price already. Does that sound crazy? Just check the 1-year-old Model 3s for sale now, then compare it to a BMW that started off at a similar price. You see the price difference? Teslas are already holding their prices very well. But what's going to happen when the waiting list is 1 or 2 years? People don't want to wait that long. They want it now. Elon has also said that Teslas will be an appreciating asset. But that's not all. It won't be only the car that is increasing in value, but also one of the optionally available features too. Yes, of course, I'm talking about FSD. As more FSD features roll out and the level of autonomy improves, Tesla raised the price anyway. But they can still only charge so much until there is full level 5 autonomy, as a lot of people still have their doubts FSD is close to being ready, and some think it's still 5 or 10 years away. But Tesla allows you to lock in the price now. However, when level 5 autonomy comes out, you can bet the price will go up significantly. I would say $30,000 would be a reasonable amount, and I wouldn't even be sure that guarantees robotaxi fleet inclusion. That may still be extra. That's a lot of money, but can be justified by many people. For example, even 1 hour in traffic every day going to work would mean 5 hours a week, or 250 hours a year. If your time is worth $30 an hour, then it could be argued it brings $7,500 a year value to you. That equates to a 25% return. $30,000 is a lot of money though, so Tesla are going to bring out a monthly plan too. This might be around $200 a month. And if it's saving you 20 hours a month, then it would be worth $600 to you. So it's good value. Bear in mind though, some people spend 2 hours a day in traffic and make $100 an hour, so it's going to be a lot more valuable to them. But FSD only costs $10,000 now, not $30,000. That's a big increase. So that's it then. You can invest in an actual Tesla itself and it will actually go up in value. Not only that, but you can certainly do a lot more with it than you can a stock, because it's a tangible asset that you can use and it can bring you joy. It's a usable asset, and a pretty cool one at that. I think these days you can buy a Model 3 Standard Range Plus for around the low 30,000s, or perhaps a little more of FSD. Let's just say $35,000 for argument's sake. Fast forward a year or so, when the demand has gone through the roof, and now your Tesla is worth $40,000. Except by now, Tesla's also hit level 5 autonomy, which of course would again add to the demand for Teslas, and the price of FSD is now $30,000. So now your Tesla Model 3 might be worth closer to $60,000. So you've got to enjoy this amazing car for a couple of years, saved a fortune on gas and servicing, and then you made $25,000 on it too, or a 71% return, which is a great return. But at the same time, the technology of FSD is improving, and if it's part of robotaxis, then it's an income generator too, increasing the price even further. Elon says that a robotaxi should make about $30,000 a year. If this is the case, then the value of the car with FSD, if it's included into the robotaxi fleet, will then be in excess of $100,000. How could it not? A 30% return in this day and age is unbelievable. Okay, these are exceptional returns, and unbelievable that they're coming from an automobile. But the video did mention something about 100 times return, which is obviously unbelievable, but you want to humour me anyway and find out if I may actually be onto something. Well, actually, it could even go up hundreds of times. And, like always, I will show you the math to back it all up. It's quite simple. You don't need to buy a Tesla to achieve this. No, you just need to put a deposit down on one now. When you place a deposit, you lock in the price of the car, and not only that, you can even lock in the price of FSD. You've also secured yourself a place in the waiting queue, which has value too. It's unbelievable to me, but it is what it is. Right now, currently, you can still pre-order a Cybertruck online, but not only that, it's only $100 and refundable at that. And you don't have to pay for the actual truck until you're ready. Do you see where I'm headed here? So if we think that when demand starts to really jump and the waiting list for a Cybertruck is a year or two, but it's possibly the most coveted vehicle on the market, then the used market for Cybertrucks will also jump. But remember, you were also able to lock in FSD at a $10,000 price point, and FSD should have reached level 5 by this stage and now cost around $30,000. So let's say people are prepared to pay $10,000 extra just to get a Cybertruck 1 or 2 years early, and then the discrepancy between the old and new FSD prices is a further $20,000. Essentially, your reservation is now worth $30,000. Remember, you only had to invest $100 on the deposit, and now it's worth $30,000. That is literally a 300 times return in perhaps a couple of years. Oh, but if Cybertruck is also part of the robotaxi network, and in reality the Cybertruck should be bringing in more income than a Model 3, then the vehicle could be worth $150,000. Yet, depending on the model you chose, it would likely have only cost you around $50,000. So yes, if you work that out, it comes in at around 1,000 times return. I generally don't like to advise people what to do with their finances. And yes, a whole disclaimer about me not being a certified financial advisor. But I am actually advising you to do something financially. Put down a deposit on a Tesla. The Cybertruck deposits are only $100 and it's refundable. So if you really ended up needing that money, it's sitting there, getting about the same rate it would in the bank anyway. And yes, the competition are coming. No, they're not going to be much of a threat to Tesla, but they will offer a more affordable solution, as the Teslas for sale will be so expensive because that's what everyone will want. Or the waiting list will be so long, not everyone wants to wait. But if you can't afford a Tesla, hey, you can always fall back on an Audi e-tron. Just don't plan on doing any long road trips or expecting it to rise in value. Tesla will do everything they can to ramp up as fast as they can, but the demand will likely just keep increasing. And if they're struggling to catch up now, what's it going to be like when they hit the $25,000 price point? Anyway guys, if you missed out on the bull run for Tesla, you don't have to miss out on the consumer demand run. Thanks for listening, please hit the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.